Welcome to the While My Batteries Charge podcast. Join us as we talk about all things radio controlled. And now, your host,
Folks, this man, he is the king.
Mr. CCxRC himself, Tony CC.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome to another While My Batteries Charge podcast. Today, we have another guest with us. We have François Simard, but most of you will know him as the Tank RC. How's it going, Tank?
Hey, Tony. I'm doing good. Thanks for inviting me.
I got a hold of you, one, because we chat all the time, and it's about time to get you on the podcast. And two, because you have a pretty good milestone coming up, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But first, the thing that I'm asking a lot of people and trying to find out as we kind of explore this hobby, and so many of us enjoy it so much, is what actually got you into RC?
The fun of it. It's fun. I started back in the 80s, even before that. Even when we were kids, you're getting RCs for Christmas and all that. So it was a lot of fun. But then I got my first Tamiya buggy, which is way up there, the Super Hornet.
You still have it?
Yeah, I still have it. Yeah.
Nice.
And got that. And then I got a Kyosho Mini Z. Had fun with that. And then when my son turned 2 years old, which is 8 years ago, that's when it all blew up. He came into my office and saw the RC car up on top of the shelf, and he goes, "Daddy, what's that?" So I go, "Oh, that's a remote control." And he goes, "Really?" Then I show him the remote. He goes, "Okay, make it go, Daddy, make it go." So I said, "Let me charge the batteries and come back later." So about 2 hours later, we come back. We started playing with the RC, went outside, and he was too barely understanding what the trigger was. And so I was telling him, "Okay, go slow, go very soft." And then he was actually listening to me very good. And then I go, give me the remote. Then I was showing off, I was doing donuts and things like that. And then I hit the wall, bang. And then he puts his hand on the side like that. He goes, "Daddy." He goes like this, hands his hand out. He goes, "Give me the remote." I go, "What?" So and then he takes the remote. He goes, "You take the remote, you go softly, Daddy. You go softly." So he was repeating everything I told him because I hit the wall. It was so funny.
That is great.
But from then it evolved. I bought other RCs, I bought other things, and now I've got a few of them.
Yeah. So that was 8 years ago when you really jumped into it. How early before that was it when you got the Super Hornet? Was it a while before that? A slow start and then bam, it hit.
It was a very early 80s.
Okay. So you had it a long time.
Yeah.
And then you just kind of had that and a Mini Z for a while without upgrading. And then 8 years ago, you became RC Hoarder.
Yeah, an RC Hoarder, yeah. I like building stuff now. Now it's customizing and doing custom work. I got my toy hauler there. That's a custom truck. Over my head, I got the Tonka Winnebago. That's a custom. There's my truck over there, my 34 Ford, the Herbie Love Bug. My Tonka truck there. A Razor buggy that's been customized from a short course truck, 1/16.
Yeah, you don't leave many of them alone.
No, I make it my own. I customize them and I make it my own little touch on it. I still have my SCX10 here, which is the original version of the SCX10. And people are asking me, how come you don't get an SCX10 2 or an SCX10 3? This one's been upgraded. It does everything and it goes everywhere. Why should I buy one?
Did you get the steering mod for it so you could get a
yes,
better
I got the
radius?
Pro steering on it. So I got a lot of angle on it. So I got the dig on that thing. It's hopped up. It's a nice little truck now.
Okay, so yours has dig and everything in it.
Yep.
So you got into it with a Tamiya way back when. Did you keep driving it through all that time, or did it just go on a shelf after a while? Or was it like always something that you just kind of enjoyed doing?
It went on the shelf for a long time. I did drive it quite a bit. I went through 2 sets of tires. Like on pavement, you spin those tires and you just like
Right.
those little knobbies, it just go away. So I went through 2 sets. That's the third set on it. And when I bought that third set, I said, okay, I'm just going to buy 2 sets, 2 spares. So now I do have a spare tire in the rack, but I don't drive it like I used to on the pavement anymore. It's just on the dirt or on the. So I've learned my lessons after burning 2 sets like that. So now I'm a little bit more careful. But yeah, I was driving it a little bit, but then I got the Kyosho Mini Z with my brother. He got a Kyosho too. Went to his house. We were racing, carpet racing at his house and doing some stuff, doing some fun. And then kind of got out of it for 4 or 5 years because I actually moved to Ottawa and a little too far away from him. So I kind of took a break. But I got back into it, like I said, 8 years ago, easy. Well, 9 years now because he's actually 11 now. So
Yeah.
time
And
goes
did
fast.
you ever do like competitive racing with them, or?
I did try, yes. Didn't do too good. There was a dirt track outside, and I got one of the video. That's one of my banner video on my YouTube. It's a trailer race, so short course and trailer race. And I actually have a sign here that I actually came in third that year with that trailer.
Oh, nice. So that's not too bad. You said you didn't do very well.
Well,
And trailer racing, that's a whole different sport.
yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I didn't have the speed demons like the other guys had, and it kind of went back on him. I had a regular slash with a VXL, and it did very good in the race. So, and I was trying to stay away from everybody. Other people had too much power, I guess. I don't know,
Yeah,
but it was a lot of fun.
that's very cool. What would you say out of that huge rack of RCs that you have, and over the years, is your favorite one? Do you have one that just stands out to you as your favorite?
It has to be the TF2 right over right
TF2.
over the shoulder here.
Yep.
This
And
great
what is
TF2.
it that you like about the TF2?
It's the challenge of it. It does have small tires, and it's the challenge of it. And my son knows that, and he likes it too. Like I asked him a while back. I had given him a choice of an Arma Basher, a Typhoon, or I can't remember what it was, but it was about the same price. So I asked him, do you want a Basher to jump and have fun, or do you want a Gen 8? So here's a Gen 8. So I asked, I offered him which one he wanted. He goes, Dad, and he was 10 at that time, and he goes, Dad, bashing is fun, but it's only lasts 15, 20 minutes, and then the car breaks. It says, I'd rather have a crawler because it lasts longer. Like the fun lasts longer. I can be out there for 3 hours and have fun. Which is cool. A 10-year-old telling me that tells me a lot that what he's learned in the hobby ever since he was 2. So
Yeah, it is one of those things where it's just a long, enjoyable ride. Even when you're doing it, it's the battery lasts so much longer, and so you can be out doing it with just one battery pack for quite a bit longer. I was just at the racetrack yesterday, and it was a 5th scale, and I was having some issues with mine, but the guy helped me get all tuned up, whatever. But a local guy, Joe, came and he was running his stuff, and we were asking him if he'd been to the BMX trails recently. He said, no, I'm tired of breaking stuff. And it gets to that point, where it's just like your son's saying, you get 15 minutes and then, it's broken. But usually, hopefully, they last a little bit longer than that. But I'm sure with the kids too, the break factor is a little bit faster.
Yeah. But he really enjoys his Gen 8. Another one I built for him is, keep screwing up on which side, is the farm truck. It used to be a Jeep. Sawback body on it, which you supplied to me. He ran that for a couple years. And then I converted to this. It used to be a Razor buggy before with a cage. So it's seen a lot of different innovation on that truck. But then he got the Gen 8. He likes it, but he told me what he wants is a BRX1 from Boom Racing.
Okay.
And I told him why. He goes, because it's got small tires. He loves the scale aspect of it, the doors that open, all the little aspect of that truck. So that's the one he wants. And I look at him, I go, I think I'm going to get one before you do.
Yeah.
But that is one on my list.
I just got a TF2, and it's become one of my favorites. And I went 1.7 tires on it. I know they come with 1.5s, but it still looks scale to me.
Mhm.
And it felt like it would kind of give me the best of both worlds. Even on my SCX-10.3, I went smaller tires than what comes stock because it didn't feel right to be so big with the tires. But well, let's talk a little bit. So that's your favorite is the TF2. I came to know you through YouTube. That's how we kind of met, was through YouTube and Google Plus, right? So first question would be, what got you into doing YouTube for RC cars?
It's to share my passion and share my experience. And I have a lot of how-to videos, and those are basically my most popular one. I did a lot of trailing videos, a lot of storytelling kind of with the videos. But I find you get tired of that and doing stuff. And then it's just a customization of it. Like the one you see there, fun with the motorized RC camper. I saw a video of somebody making a real one-to-one camper like that with a motor. It was a Renault engine into it. And then I decided to make that one into an RC, and it's a lot of fun. It's all custom work, and it's just thinking outside the box, I think. Now there I was faking that it was attached onto there, but that thing actually runs by itself, and it wheelies very easy, just like the one that's on the real one-to-one car. So put a whole bunch of bumper stickers at the back, like just having fun with them.
So you've been doing this for how long now? The YouTubes.
Oh, YouTube. I started putting YouTube ever since I got my son. So that would be 11 years ago.
Okay.
The reason I was putting the videos there on YouTube, and one of the very first couple of videos I have on YouTube is actually my son in a shopping cart and us shopping around, because that was the only way for me to share those videos, long videos, with friends and families. Right. So I started putting those videos, and I just left them there.
So it started as a personal thing, but then more and more of your time got devoted to doing the RC stuff, and you changed kind of over.
Yeah, I would say it's been about a good 8 years ago, if not more. That's when I started doing more RC stuff and doing more of how-to videos, and just share my passion with other people, and to actually show them my tips and tricks of what I found. And to me, it's better for me to share it there than people going on the Facebook group and getting bashed on, or so there's so many things going on Facebook. I like this platform better to share stuff.
All right, hold on. I think we froze.
You froze?
Yeah, the computer froze.
Maybe I should do a little parade since he's gone, like, hey, let's show him an MO. I think it's an MO3, and then that's an MO5. So, yes, I know that the Miata does not come front-wheel drive, but this is a front-wheel drive Miata. So since Tony's not here, I'm talking about my RC cars. So this one is all made with silver. You can actually see yourself in it. This message is brought to you by Goodyear. Goodyear Wrangler. If you want good little tires, these are 4.2 tires. Very good for crawling and dirt. Oh, I got something in here. This is to keep it safe. If you guys want channel stickers, drop me an email. If you want channel stickers, drop me an email at thetankrc@gmail.com and with your address, and I'll send you stickers. Oh, he's back now. I gotta be quiet.
Okay, so you've been doing it for 8 years now on YouTube. It kind of went from family stuff, then it kind of moved into more RC stuff and customization, and showing people what they can do with these fun RC cars. But one of the things that I know a lot of people come from, including Aaron from RC Sparks is for your RC Talk shows. And you have a big kind of anniversary coming up on this Thursday. What is it?
Yeah, this Thursday is actually going to be my 200th episode of YouTube Live, which means I broadcast RC Talk live on YouTube for everybody to watch. I've been doing RC Talk with Hangouts for years, but before they were offline. So every week or every 2 weeks, sometime we actually got on and talked about radio control. It could be air, it could be ground, it could be anything. But in the last 5 years, I guess, I started broadcasting live on YouTube for other people to actually see. And it's been fun. It's been a fun ride. And this Thursday is going to be my 200th episode. And I am going to try to invite a whole bunch of people that used to come on. So hopefully I'll get a hold of them.
And that's your 200th cataloged. You've
Yes.
done more.
Yeah, I've done more.
Because we were just looking at some of these things. And your first one that you have listed here is RC Talk Cleanup Time. And maybe that's the first time you called it RC Talk. I don't know. We used to chat all the time with Hangouts.
Yeah.
We do the RC Hangouts through Google Plus and all of that. And then it used to be a little bit easier to stream. I don't know that it was easier. It was always hard to get in with Hangout. Remember that nightmare of trying to get into the live streams? Oh.
Yeah, the live stream always been a little headache, and Hangout used to be with YouTube, and then they got out, and then it was so it's been a heartache, and it's too bad it's not there anymore. But I used to call it RC Talk Hangout, but I stopped calling it because we don't use that software anymore. So
yeah, so I'm looking on here, and actually in some of your early ones, even you had some big name people. This is Harley right here, Josh from Harley Designs.
Yeah,
that looks like Aaron right there from RC Sparks.
Yeah,
Hemi Storm. So that's like 199. So that's this one we looked was like, what is it?
2015.
Ramsey,
February 5th,
Reno Boys. Chris from GCM is in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
February
Ramsey
5th.
for a while. I did message him a while back telling him you should come back on. He said, yeah, well, I should. So I don't know if he will, but I'll see if he can come in on Thursday.
There's me in this early one. I wasn't in the first one that you have here, but in the second one. So we've been doing a long time. Sir Sherpalot, Randy.
Yep. See, I even did a video setting up Hangout on air. So just to show people how to do the Hangout on air.
Yeah.
Because it was a little bit complicated. So some people didn't know how to set it up. So I decided to do it.
Well, and you had to do it through Google Plus at one point.
Yes.
And man, it was a headache to get it launched just right. But yeah, you used to have the little scale garage and everything here.
Yeah, I missed that little
TV.
garage. Yeah.
I remember all that.
I still have it all. It's all in the drawer. I just got to set it up again.
All of your banners. That was good stuff. It's been awesome though for however many years now, 5 years. I mean, even if you did it for 4 years straight, that would be every Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know when did it become Thursday nights? Was that? I don't think it was more randomized in the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning it was more randomized.
No.
Every Thursday, I think it's almost a year now that we've been doing every Thursday night, and that's what fits for me and my family and my wife and all that. During the week we're kind of busy. Friday night it's family time with me and my wife and my son. On the weekends I could do it, but a lot of people have things to do. So it ended up being on Thursday was the best thing for me to do RC Talk and talk with my friends. So.
It seemed like it's been longer than a year that it's been Thursday nights.
Maybe. I got to look back at the dates and the things, but
I remember for a while now, like knowing Thursday nights you can come hang out with the tank and everybody else. And it's been a great group.
It has. I've seen so many people come and go. Like Ramsey was a great guy to talk to. Jack was a great guy to talk to. There's a lot of other people that actually came on the channel and they just stopped coming for whatever reason. But there's like Ramsey, I'm not sure why he stopped. Life changes, hobbies changing. This is what this is. Radio control is a hobby.
Yep.
As time evolved, people change hobby. I know so many people that had RCs and now they're into motorcycles.
Yeah.
So they parked their thing. Now they're in motorcycles, or people start fishing. Their kids
there's only
grow
so
up.
much money too, right? And so as you go other ways, the money dries up for other things. So
Yes, it does. And I've got some new guys here that are into the club, and they kind of started a group. It's called Grizzly RC 4-wheel drive, and they're having fun. They're all new from this year onto the hobby because of COVID, which is kind of cool. People sought out and did a hobby that they could do by themselves. And RC cars is perfect. You take the car, you drive outside, and you go in the woods. You're all by yourself, and you're having fun.
Yeah.
So it brought new people to the group, and so it's really neat how things evolve. And some of them actually, before there was fishing their hobby, and now it's RC. And I told him, like you spend $1,000 on the truck easy. He goes, I spend way more than that on my fishing gear.
Yeah.
So like when you Sea-Doos, fishing gear, boats, motorcycles. Yes, this is expensive, but the other hobbies are just as expensive.
Yeah. You're going to spend your money somewhere.
Oh yeah.
You know, for some people it could be just decorating their house. If home improvement is their thing that they want to be doing, that's where they spend their money, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe better invested that way. You may get more return, but I don't know, you get the same fun out of it.
Yeah, they do. But if I turned around and sold every single one of my RCs, I know I can't get full money back, but I can get at least half the money back from it. And it's not a bad investment. It's an investment in fun, and it's an investment in
so
a
the
good
money
time.
you lose on it is like the entrance fee for playing, right? So that's a cool way to think about it.
Yep.
So 200th episode, do you have plans for it? That is it just an open night, or? Like
I said, I am going to try to invite some old people, but we're just going to talk and reminisce about who's has come in. We'll probably do like you did earlier and just look at some of the people that actually joined in and try to remember them and all that. And it's great that you've been there for quite a bit, and hopefully you'll be there for more. And one thing I've noticed lately, especially, is a couple times a month ago or whatever, I wasn't feeling good. So a Thursday, I did not do RC Talk. And man, did I ever hear about it. I got so many messages on email, so many messages on Messenger. Hey, where are you? We're waiting for you. We're like, let's go, let's do it. So even I got you once to actually host an RC Talk because I had a special event. I can't remember what I was doing, but
nobody dares really to do one on Thursday night either. Like,
okay,
there was that one time you were sick or whatever, and you left, and I thought that Sean was actually hosting yours because it was like tank approved or whatever and something. And then about halfway through, I realized, we're on Sean's actual channel, and on the tanks. But he was just like, he wanted to fill the void because he knew that people were going to be looking to hang out that Thursday night, and you were sick or you a work trip or something. Yeah.
So he did RC Talk on his channel, and he put tank approve, and he invited everybody else. So that was kind of cool. But I do have to come up with something else or somebody else like you or somebody else to come in and host RC Talk once in a while. And my RC Talk are completely different than your RC Conspiracy that you actually do. Your RC Conspiracy, you do it alone. You talk about stuff and things like that, and you pop up the chat on the bottom. You interact with people in the chat.
Yeah.
I interact with people in the live video and also in the chat. So it's completely two different shows that completely does different things. I've had 12 people in my chat in my videos sometime.
Yep.
But you can't have that every night. It's fun when we have that, but it is a lot to manage. When you have a lot of people there, you do have to manage what everybody talks, because some guys, they get an idea and they want to start talking about that.
Yeah.
And it's hard sometimes to bring the people back to the subject we're actually talking about that night.
Yep. And that's the one reason I do it, is usually mine's very specific to a topic that I'm trying to stay on.
Yeah.
And it's just a little bit easier that way. And it's just time, honestly. When it comes down to it, it's just, I can just pop on, do the research, kind of just go over it as like a recap. But so 200th episode this Thursday with the Tank RC. What is next as far as RC for you? Do you have plans of things that you're looking at, where you're wanting to go with it? You've been cranking out a whole bunch of more video content. I've seen you doing some stuff with John, with Net Cruiser.
Yep. Well, it's because I'm not working anymore. So I lost my job. So for the past 2 weeks, I had lots of time to do editing, to do stuff. But I did get a new job again. So it's like a 3-week holiday for me, which is kind of nice, which I should hopefully start next week.
Nice.
So this Thursday, the 8th of October, that's when RC Talk is going to be. And it's actually at 9:30 Eastern time zone. So if you guys want to jump in, it's going to be a fun chat. If you're too shy, you don't have to come into the video. You can stay in the chat and just chit chat. Yep. And if you want to come in and chit chat with me, it's thetankrc@gmail.com. So send me an invite, send me an email telling me you'd like to jump in. I'll send you a link. It's a Zoom link with a password. So you just click on the link and it's password protected. Nobody else can usually come in. So the only way you're going to get invited in here is by getting an email.
Yep. And the other thing for the people in the chat too is it's almost its own conversation in some ways.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun. So there's times when I can't, whether my kids are up or other things are going on, and I can just listen with an AirPod in and engage in the chat. But it's a lot of fun there too. So.
It's interesting because sometimes we talk about a subject and then in the chat you see other people talking to each other and they're all friends and they chat about other things and then you start reading the conversation. Okay, that's not related to what we do, or then you start bringing that conversation into our stream. Yeah. So it's interesting how it evolves and what you can actually talk about.
So in the past, they're all RC talks. But you also, it's really like it's a conversation of in the chat and in the main area, and so it's aptly titled, and I love that about it because it really is just a big from week to week. You want to come in and talk RCs? That's the place to go.
Yeah,
I see people out.
I seem to bring a lot of ground people. I'd love to bring FPV and talk about FPV. We've talked about drifting. We've talked about different suspension type. I'd love to evolve and talk about boating. There's submarine. There's so many different things we can talk about. Drifting. We've talked a little bit about that, but I'd love to talk more
even
about
deeper.
Drifting.
Yeah,
and how to set up the cars and what are those little tweaks to do. I am not a pro at that. I got one drifter, that's all. And it's a, can't remember the name of it now.
Sakura?
Yeah, Sakura D4.
Yeah. It
is a 4x4, but I'd love to get a 2-wheel drive. I'm looking into that right now. So it's.
And I have the MST and I get too frustrated by it.
Oh, really? Did you put a drifting module in it?
Oh, it is. It's a straight drifter. I bought it ready to run.
Oh.
And I just can't get it down. Like I want to steer it. Yeah. I can't just let it do it.
Yeah. That's the main thing. Like I took the drifter on a carpet and I was drifting, like trying to drift for about an hour and a half. I was trying to drift and I was getting it. It was not bad. And then I took another car and it was a carpet racer. And then I wanted to do carpet racing, but two different style of racing altogether.
Yeah.
It was weird because I couldn't do carpet race anymore because I wanted the rear end to go, but I didn't. So like it was like it really screwed me up for carpet racing. So it's either you do it or you don't, or you learn it. It's a different learning curve.
Well, in that gyro, like once you get that back end to brake, it automatically counter steers and everything for you. But I'm just in my brain from doing the oval racing.
Yep.
Like you break it and then you immediately turn the wheels the other way and you're controlling that drift, and just kind of feathering it to keep that back end out. And so to just stop and let it do it, I can't wrap my brain around it. So I need to just get it out. And, it's a long drive to get to the actual course. I just need to get some dummy wheels and just do it in the blacktop until I get used to it. And I don't know why I don't like that sound of just knowing it's grinding up on the asphalt, but I see everybody else running on cement, and I just need to do it.
Well, I was asking AZ Froggy the other day, what's the main difference between a drifter module or AVC, Advanced Vehicle Control, or TSM? Everybody calls it differently. And he told me it does the reverse of what
the opposite
the traction control does.
Yep.
So usually when you start losing control, when your car loses, it turns your steering wheel, if you're not touching it, into the curve.
Right.
So, but a drifter module actually does it the other way.
Exactly.
Which is
to
very
maintain the back end sliding.
Yeah.
Well, let's get ready to wrap up here. This has been fun, and I hope that a lot of you come and join in, especially there's like you said, the group has changed, and that's just how it happens, and that's okay.
There's so much knowledge to be learned from these RC Talk because there's so many different people that actually join in. Aaron from RC Spark jumps in once in a while. Sometimes he's in the chat. Sometimes he jumps into the video. But just the knowledge depth of all the people that are there is amazing. About any other thing, we got guys that build tanks that knows how to do those things. We got guys that does a lot
robots,
of robots,
right? Even pigeon
robots.
kicker.
Anything. Like it's crazy the knowledge that you can actually find, and if you have a question, I'm sure if we pop it up, somebody has done it. So it's really fun and interesting, the knowledge base that actually comes and talk to us. It's cool.
I know I learned a lot there because my knowledge is still minimal, but especially when it comes to tuning and the advanced stuff. And to hear the guys either in the chat or on the live talk about things is just like taking notes.
Well, it's just like shocks and droop, putting it in droop. What is droop? Should I run it? Should I have it in the front? Should I have it in the rear? What are cantilever shocks? There's so many things that you can do with the RCs, and it all handles differently. It's fun to know, and it's fun to do.
I'm still trying to figure out how to tune them to do it, handle how I want it to handle. And that's, I guess that's a forever learning curve. You're always tinkering, but I know with the monster trucks and like I want it to do one thing and I have to ask people like, so if I want it to, hit and stick, what do I need to be adjusting here for my shocks? Like the angles and the oils and the springs and, all that kind of stuff, because you think one thing, but then it's another, the way that the springs work versus the oil or the silicone fluid. But yeah, they're cool little machines. That's for sure.
So many things you can do with it. It's different.
So, well, this has been fun, Tank. Thanks for doing this for 200 episodes and giving us something to occupy our Thursday nights with and a good community to hang out with. And we hope you see you guys there.
Cool. See you there.